All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Alicia. I also go by Ali. I am going to be documenting my kind of start to finish from surrogacy. So, when I first started researching about surrogacy, um, I couldn't find a whole lot of videos of kind of start to finish. It was mostly like, hey, I'm already pregnant. This is my surrogacy journey, blah, blah, blah. Um, but I couldn't find like, oh, hey, I literally just applied to be a surrogate, or this is kind of the first step, or this is how long it's going to take. None of that. And so I just wanted to kind of make videos like that because there's a lot of people that are interested in this but don't know how long it will take, don't know all the initial like how-tos, the first steps, yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to be honest, I'm really early on in my journey. I probably started, I think I sent in my first like initial application in the middle of March. And then, I just, after reading my initial application, I got approved because I, answered the right questions and I had the right things to say, I guess. So when she reached out to me, she wanted to make a video, not a video, just a phone call. Like it's like a phone call interview. And basically where she just asks you questions. And I just really, like, for some reason felt this connection with her. I just knew that she was like, I kind of valued like her, so I knew that she worked for a company that I would also value. And and so once we like, she told me like, oh, give it some time. Like she kind of like laid out the timeline for me and like what I would like be like looking into, blah blah blah, and was like, let me know if you'd be interested, like just reach back out to me either way. And like even before hanging up, I already knew I was gonna sign with them or go through with them. But I didn't want to like blow my cover right away. And so, yeah, I reached back out to her like a couple days later and was like, yeah, like everything in me is telling me to go with you guys. So, waited a little bit and then we kind of just got the ball rolling. Maybe I should give you guys some timelines. Hold on one second. So, my first email from them, wow, I have a lot actually, was March 20th. So then I did the application. We started kind of talking to each other. With COVID and everything going on right now, it was kind of like we had like a pause. And so I talked to them, a little bit more in April. And then, we kind of started going on more with like the next steps. And so the next step was I got assigned to like my coordinator, and which was also another like gem of a lady, super super sweet, and she was the one that kind of gets like the ball rolling. You update your profile, you have to like they basically want you to make a profile for yourself, which involves you putting like pictures in, answering questions for surrogates, all that fun stuff. And then you start the process of, background check. You send in your medical records for your labors and your delivery, or just kidding, for your pregnancies and your deliveries. And then also you give all your insurance information. So they want to make sure to see if whatever insurance you have, if it works with surrogacy. So I have Kaiser, and Kaiser does not cover surrogacy. It covers my pregnancy, but the second that I tell them that it's for surrogacy, some weird stuff happens. We're still kind of figuring that out. But basically, Kaiser's not compatible with surrogacy. And so then I had to fill out this other kind of like request to be covered through like a separate insurance company, which covers surrogacy. And I was pre-approved for that. So that was good. And they're all like, very easy to fill out. It's all online stuff. And yeah, so then I did that. And then I was pretty quick about it. I literally like reached out to Kaiser. I just called them myself and told them that I would like those records, and they boom emailed it to me right away, and I just forwarded it to her. So that part was actually really easy. And then now we're kind of at a halt where like they set up my first initial screening interview, and it's going to be like a video chat on Ring Central. And then once that happens, then kind of will be like the next steps from there. So we're June 1st. So March 20th, mid-March to now, I'm still in like the very early stages of this. What I expect to happen from here would be, to have the psychological screening. And then I know that they're going to start working on, if they think I'm a good fit, that they would look for like a match for me. That's another thing that's really important. They ask you who you would be interested working with, but like, helping, and who you would not be. So they ask you, about like single parents, same-sex parents, I don't know, like all kinds of people. Like who would you, and I, people out of state, people out of country, yada, yada, yada. At first I said like, obviously I have no issue working with anyone. And I said open to anyone. But when I first started going into surrogacy, like thinking about this, like I envisioned myself with like 2 dads, and I still do. But I also, I'm such like a, empathetic person that I can only try to imagine what it feels like for another woman to not be able to have a child of her own and to not carry a child. And part of me thinks that that would be a really powerful thing to help her do that. And so I'm also kind of like torn where I'm like, ooh, like would I rather do that? Because, woman to woman, like I would love to help do that for her. And then kind of as time passed, I like decided that I didn't want to be open to out of country surrogacy, because I kind of want more of a relationship with my intended parents. And I have seen a lot of like bad kind of communication, or not bad, but just not as like open as I'm wanting out of my surrogacy journey. And so I kind of want someone more like local, not like obviously like they don't have to be my neighbor, but maybe someone closer to home. So then that way we could kind of build more of that relationship, and they could come to like the doctor's appointments and, things like that is kind of what I'm hoping more for my journey. But again, it's like totally up to you what you want out of this. And I just recommend being like completely open to what you are expecting out of this, because, this is your life, and you're going to have a big part in this, and you're doing such an amazing thing by even considering doing this. But also like, don't, spread yourself thin, and like, don't be a people pleaser just because, you want to have a match or something like that. Like, I think you're only going to kind of hurt yourself in the process if you do that. So I just have been super open with my coordinator. I really just kind of let her know what I'm expecting out of this, what I would like out of this. And, I guess we'll just see what happens from here. But yeah, that's kind of just the first baby steps of what's going to be this like really long journey, if it even happens. Again, like they could literally be like, nope, you're not a good fit for us. And yeah, so I'm just video recording myself in this in the hopes that it does happen. So if I post it, it happened. So yeah, that's that whole jumbo is the start of it. I don't know. Can't talk, I'm tired. I'm like, oh, excuse me. I need my coffee. Gotta drink this while I still can. All right, guys. Bye.